So it seems like Tom Cruise had an awful lot to say about Val Kilmer returning to the Top Gun sequel, Maverick, and we even have the first 13 minutes of it to discuss that they previewed at CinemaCon. So strap into your flight suits, this is going to be a good one. Welcome back to the channel. Today we got to talk about a whole bunch of Top Gun stuff, boys. Let me tell you this. Tom Cruise was very adamant about Iceman returning. Val Kilmer, he said, was crucial to Top Gun 2, aka Maverick. Now, according to producer Jerry Bruckheimer, Tom Cruise said, and I quote, "We have to have Val. We have to have him back. We have to have him in the film." Now, Jerry Bruckheimer also said that, and I quote, "And he was the driving force. We all wanted him, but Tom was really adamant that he is going to make another Top Gun movie. Val had to be in it." Bruckheimer continued saying, "He's such a fine actor and he's such a good individual. We had such a good time in the first one and wanted to bring some of the gang back together again. It was a really emotional experience for all of us. It was a long time getting there, but we did it." Now this makes a ton of sense though, because the chemistry between Maverick and Iceman on screen was absolutely incredible. It's partially what made the movie. The rivalry between the two, which later turned into friendship, was just absolutely epic. It was mind-blowing. So I can understand why Tom Cruise would be insistent on having Val Kilmer return as Iceman. Even if it's a cameo or a short amount of time, I don't know, but I feel that Iceman has to be back. I totally agree with Tom Cruise on this one. Iceman has to be back. Now this article is being shared by numerous websites. I've got Deadline up here, I've got MovieWeb, I've got Screen Rant, I've got a whole bunch of them here. Deadline is probably what I would consider the most reliable source. They're reporting the same article. But overall, I can't argue the point. Iceman is crucial to the movie. Now, Val Kilmer says that they never actually called him for the role in Maverick and that he wasn't going to wait for a phone call, that he was going to go to them and demand to be in the movie. But according to the article, it also says that he didn't have to because Tom Cruise had already insisted to the producer that he be in it. So at the same time, Val wanting to be there and Tom Cruise demanding he's there, it seemed like one way or another, he was getting in this movie. Now, with that being said, we got to talk about the first 13 minutes of the movie that was previewed at CinemaCon. So I'm going to run through this article about the first 13 minutes of the film. So I'm going to warn you, if you don't want to know now, I'm going to talk about it. Now, this article is also through many different movie sites. This one, again, I'm going to read from Deadline since I find them to be the most reliable. And it starts out saying that in the sequence, Maverick is informed that Top Gun program is getting shut down. He decides to defy the Admiral, making the decision to fly to Mach 10. Maverick fires up the jet at dusk in the middle of the desert. Now he's warned, and I quote, "You know what happens if you go through with this," end quote. But Maverick doesn't care. He says, I quote, "I know what happens to everyone else if I don't." And he finishes by saying, "All right, sweetheart, one last ride." So clearly something happens that he's going on a rescue mission on his own, taking a jet without permission. Again, he's a loose cannon again in this one, just as he was the last one, which is always a good thing to read. Now it says the plane soars right above Harris's character's head and nearly destroying the gate box near him. The Admiral enters the control room and is pissed. Meanwhile, Maverick is cruising toward Mach 10 in the sky. "He's the fastest man alive," says the control booth technician as Maverick pushes toward Mach 9. The whole room is in awe as Lauren Balfe's, I hope I'm saying that right, heavenly symphonic music plays. Then as Maverick hits 9.8, it looks like the engine is going to blow, but he makes Mach 10 and the control room goes wild. Maverick then pushes past Mach 10.1 before his engine blows and the screen in the control room goes dark. It looks like the plane is exploding in mid-air. And then says Maverick lives. We see him walking into the middle of a country diner. The patron shocked at the pilot entering. And he asked, "Where am I?" That's when some little boy in the diner responds with, "Earth." Always gonna have a comical point in there somewhere. Now it says they also dropped a new trailer at CinemaCon. where it says that we see John Hamm's Navy guy giving Maverick a second chance per the request of Val Kilmer's Iceman. So it looks like Iceman might have actually gotten Tom Cruise's job back, or should I say Maverick's job back, or another shot at it. And that's where that comes into play. But it also says another Ghostman's past is not so forgiving, where Miles Teller looks to be Goose's son saying, "My dad believed in you. I'm not going to make the same mistake." So now we got rivalries. Maverick and Iceman are still in good terms per the last film, but now it seems like Goose's son is holding a grudge for, I guess he blames Maverick for the death of his father. Kind of knew that was going to come, but something tells me at the end of the movie that might twist around a little bit. All in all, just from the article and the little things I've been reading, I'm super, super excited for this movie. I was excited for it before, but now that I'm reading some of the details and how this movie is going to start out, Tom Cruise's adamancy on having Val Kilmer back as Iceman, this is going to be pretty good. Now, there's also been rumors prior to these articles that there was going to be a funeral scene and that it was hinted at that it could be Iceman's funeral. I don't know. That could be. That's still out on the table. A lot of people are saying that it is. There are some people saying that it's not. Maybe it's Goose's funeral or a flashback to Goose's funeral. All of which are on the table. I think there's all possibilities there. But I am now more excited than ever for this movie. I can't, at some point they're going to release that second trailer that they released at CinemaCon and we're going to see it. So I want to see that trailer really bad. Definitely do me a favor, drop your thoughts on all this information down in the comments below. Drop a like on the video too if you've made it this far. I greatly appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button on your way out, the bell notification too. I'm Kevin, and I'll catch you at the concession stands.